The silver to gold ratio. When people talk about gold and silver prices, you'll often hear something called the silver to gold ratio. It's a simple but powerful concept that helps investors understand how the two metals are valued in relation to one another. At its core, the silver to gold ratio tells you how many ounces of silver it takes to equal the price of 1 ounce of gold. For example, if gold is trading at 2,000 per ounce and silver is trading at 25 per ounce, you would divide 2,000 by 25, which equals 80. This means the silver to gold ratio is 80 to 1. It takes 80 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold in value. The ratio isn't fixed, it changes as the prices of gold and silver move independently in the market. When the ratio is high, silver is considered cheap compared to gold. When the ratio is low, silver is expensive relative to gold. Investors often use this relationship to decide when to buy or sell. For instance, if the ratio rises to 90:1, some investors see that as a signal that silver is undervalued and may have more potential upside. Conversely, if the ratio drops to 40:1, they might switch from silver into gold, locking in profits and rebalancing their holdings. Historically, the silver to gold ratio has varied widely. For hundreds of years going back to ancient times, the natural ratio of silver to gold found in the earth was around 15 or 16 to 1. In other words, for every ounce of gold, about 15 ounces of silver existed naturally. Modern mining, industrial use, and changes in monetary systems have altered that balance. Today, the ratio commonly sits between 70 and 90 to 1, meaning silver is relatively cheaper than it has been for most of recorded history. For long-term investors, this difference is significant. If you believe the ratio will eventually return closer to its historical average, then silver appears to be deeply undervalued. That's why many see silver as a smart way to diversify a portfolio, especially when the ratio is high. In simple terms, the silver to gold ratio acts like a gauge for precious metals investors. It doesn't tell you the future, but it does help you recognize when one metal might be a better deal than the other. When the ratio is high, silver may be the bargain. When it's low, gold tends to be the safer bet. Understanding this relationship gives you a deeper insight into how these timeless metals move together and how to use that movement to your advantage.